could hear you, sir. Can you hear us?
Okay, Hector, we're going to start the meeting. Thank you. Special session mayor and city council meeting, 11:30 a.m. Wednesday, February 11th, 2026. City Hall Council Chambers. Call this meeting to order. Would you please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance? Mr. Doyle would do us the honors. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you, sir. I want to let everybody know we have Mr. Vice Mayor Hector Bojorquez online, and Ms. Melendez is not in the meeting. And then today we have Ms. Jessica Silva representing our attorney firm. Welcome, Ms. Jessica.
Thanks, sir. Welcome, Hector.
Item number 3, discussion item 1, discussion and possible action in kind support for April 24th, 2026 event at Palo Duro Courtyard, Fiesta Carne Asada Boys and Girls Club. Do I have a motion?
I move to, sorry, I'm not, to discuss the in-kind support for Fiestas Carne Asada Boys and Girls Club.
To discuss or to approve?
To approve, and to discuss and approve.
Any discussion now? Anybody want to say something? No?
I have a question.
I will start out then. As your city manager, we tabled this. I had talked to Herman prior to the meeting before, and I had chatted with him. We certainly are in the discussions with it. What I told him yesterday, I don't represent as far as in kind, that's up to you, but I do represent the facilities. And with that said, I agreed that we can host it at Palo Duro. As your city manager, I said we can host it at Palo Duro. We'll work out if we do get tenants there. We'll work something out at that time. However, we will work that out. And as far as anything else goes, he has been meeting. He did converse with Carlos Milan, I believe yesterday or the day before. So Carlos is now, but like I said, I've made some changes. He is our facilities director, so he should be overseeing the facilities. So he has met with Carlos. We will make sure we work anything out as far as that facilities. I'm not stepping into your guys' grounds of the in-kind because that I told him that's up to council, but everything thereafter, we will make sure that the facilities is ready to go.
Okay. Ms. Parra?
My question is, how much is the in-kind request?
Do you have a number? Ms.
The total was like $1,734. As far as I know, like you guys would do the 1,000 and any extra fees, like we would pay out of pocket from Boys and Girls.
So have any questions or comments?
I just want to
Turn on your mic, sir.
Mayor, I just want to verify the total again. I wasn't sure if I heard right. What was the total again?
It was about $1,735, and that includes the venue, trash cans, the city workers, and the bathrooms. And overall, with the itemized items, it added up to that total. And I talked to Mr. Kramer that day, and I talked to the board, which was approved, to let us know if there's any extra fees that we have to pay that we'll pay.
Go ahead.
Yes, just that always in the past we didn't take into consideration the equipment that the city has already, because we don't rent it out. We don't rent out bathrooms. We don't rent out things like that, you know. So I'm thinking that at this point, it probably is adding a bit to the overall figure. So if we're taking that away, it probably doesn't exceed the 1,000. But anyway, I think we shouldn't be charging for, you know, things that the city provides without having to say rent them out or but that's again my opinion.
Okay. You have something, Mr. Bonilla?
So we're just approving $1,000. That's the threshold. Am I correct?
Yes, but, you know, I think Mr. Doe has a good point. You know, in the past, we have never put a price on the bathrooms, on the trash cans, you know, because they've been, they're city properties, you know. Yes, we could put the cost of the employees. I think it's pretty much what the only cost I think we could figure out. But everything else, it's you know, stuff that the city has, and we're basically lending. You know, there's costs to taking it over and bringing it back, but I don't think it should exceed the $1,000. Go ahead, Mr. Doe.
Well, I would recommend that they would take that from the total of those items that the city normally provides for, you know, when we put garbage cans and whatnot. As far as the employees, I guess they could be used somewhere else. So if they're being used to take certain equipment out there, well, then keep that. But I think that the other items should be taken off the overall cost, and then the city pay for the 1,000 that it normally does, and whatever's left over without the cost of the bathrooms and the porta potties, I should say, and trash cans. Well, deducted from the total, and then the difference is what's outstanding. Thank you, Mayor.
Mr. Bonilla?
Mr. Kramer or legal, can we just waive items like Mr. Doyle is suggesting?
There, as Mr. Estes had stated to you before on various meetings, as when we had the discussion on this, what I was trying to bring forward to on facility use and rental agreements and everything to that effect. And we had a discussion last council meeting. Councilwoman Montiel asked me, same thing of what other government entities do. The discussion is private, nonprofit different from public use? Right now, we are charging porta potties, eye wash, hand wash station, dumpster right down here where they're renovating. There is a fee for that. So there are fees that are in place that would be used for, be it public or nonprofit. If you're asking me, it's the same. The differentiation that you're asking for is because it's a nonprofit and because that's the way you've always done it, because that's the way you want to continue. That's up to you to decide, because you guys like to stay doing what you're doing. Then that's up to you as council. But to answer your question, the fees for that company that's doing it, we are charging them this rate. There's a rate here that would be applied then to all nonprofits, because everyone is equal, if that answers your question.
Go ahead, Vice Mayor.
Well,
Yeah, go ahead.
itemized, we had 4 city workers. I know in the past 2 years we've had 3, but again, you know, as I shared, you know, we do get a lot of volunteers and you know, it was included in that support. But again, it's really up to you guys to let us know if, you know, we'll help, you know, on our end. But if it's something that you guys want to move down, we could work with you guys.
Go ahead, Mr. Doyle.
Yeah, well, I like the idea where maybe a couple of city employees or even one could be supervising the volunteers and directing them. Or you probably need 2 city employees, but make it more efficient. That way it won't be an overload for one. And
For the city workers, like I said, they just helped us for the event. Anything that's set up from tables, tents, our volunteers do it. Cleanup is also up to us. The city workers last year really helped us, you know, removing the trash. They had a little like go-kart that they would take everything to the trash bins. I mean, it flowed really well, and we really appreciate them. I know last year when they have their hour break, we would also offer them the lunch. Like we wouldn't charge them for anything. They would take that hour break like they were scheduled, and so we make sure we took care of those city workers. Because again, even last year we thanked them for their support.
And the reason that we'd like to help the Boys and Girls Club because they're a great community organization that really help overall everybody that has children. They can go there freely, and it takes them money to run the organization, but it keeps our kids off the street, which lessens problems for the police department, keeps them organized, keeps them out of trouble, and above all, it's a big help for the parents to know that they're in a safe, secure place and that they're getting the organization they need, the guidance, the direction. And most of all, what we get in places like that is that respect is reinforced, and it helps the schools also to have kids that are respectful and realize the benefits of being in a community that supports them. And I think that value is, you can't put a price tag on. Thank you.
So, Ms. Montiel, can we addend or your motion to cover the cost of the bathrooms and the trash cans and
Mr. Mayor, members of the council, I believe you can amend the motion. And as you have discussed with Mr. Estes, you've already been advised on how to manage the in-kind donations. That advice still stands, so it is entirely up to you how you decide to proceed with this. But yes, you can amend the motion.
okay, then I'd like to amend it with where we just, basically, this in-kind covers the trash cans, the porta potties, and, the $1,000 would cover for the employees.
And the trash receptacle.
No, the trash cans and porta potties would be, part of the in-kind without putting a cost to them.
I have a question, Mayor.
Go ahead.
Okay, so basically what Mr. Estes had advised is like for the private nonprofits that we would not be issuing any more in-kind requests versus the public nonprofits that don't make any, that they don't charge for their events. Am I right?
Mr. Mayor, members of the council, I'm not entirely sure. I'm not privy to those conversations. I did speak with Mr. Estes yesterday, and what he communicated to me is that Mayor and Council has already been advised, and the previous advice still stands.
Do I have a second to my motion?
So, Mr. Mayor, if I may?
Yes.
Because it's Councilmember Montiel's initial motion, I believe she needs to be the one to amend it.
Okay.
Okay, so, give me your agenda. Sorry, didn't have one.
So can I have a discussion? I know procedural, I just want to make sure. So I'm thinking here that yes, that the city attorney has advised us in terms of what in-kind entails and the legal ramifications, if you will. And I understand it very well. There seems to be some inconsistencies throughout the years that I've sat here on the council. And you're the lawyer, but what I read through my due diligence is that, you know, it really it does matter, but we're talking about nonprofit, profit, whatever have you. In-kind is in-kind, right? So.
That's correct.
Exactly. So really, I mean, it could be profit, for-profit, non-profit. For me, that's not the question right now. We have to define it later on. We're going to have to sit down and define this, what exactly we want to do with in-kind, period, regardless of it's in-kind, profit or non-profit. So I want that to be on record. And secondly, because we've been inconsistent in using public funds and the amount that we give, there is a policy, if you will, of $1,000. But the inconsistency that I've seen in the past is that when we have events, there are times when the bathrooms and the trash cans and whatever have you is outside of the $1,000. And I went back and saw these council meetings, and it's all public record. People can go in and see it. So there's times where they have been inconsistent. And because it's been inconsistent, that's why we're here. That's why we keep tabling this. So I think that in the future, Mayor, we need to talk about this in further than I think the lawyer has done a great job in saying, I'm advising you about gift of public funds. That's the issue here. So, but we've been very inconsistent. And not just this council, but previous councils. There are events at the city of Nogales that we go beyond the $1,000. The Christmas parade, for example, 4th of July, the fiestas and so forth. We're not charging for the use of the bathrooms and so forth that we just talked about. So, of course, it's a great organization, and thank you for what you do. I mean, there's no doubt, we're not questioning in the validity of these profits or nonprofit groups. But because of the inconsistency, I will amend the motion. So I amend it to, help me out, attorney here, because we're amending my first motion, which was to discuss and approve the in-kind, meaning that there is a use of the facility and including the bathrooms and so forth within the $1,000. So we're approving the $1,000, an approval of the building, and within those $1,000, the bathrooms and all the other stuff is already included in the amount.
Mr. Mayor, Councilmember Montiel, members of the council. So then it sounds like the amendment to the motion would just be to clarify what costs are included within the $1,000 threshold. Rather than blanket approval, it would be spelling it out.
Yeah,
that these things
exactly.
Are
yeah, and meaning that, you know, the bathrooms and the trash cans and whatever is already part of the approval.
correct.
So they can basically use the facility, and the city will provide the bathrooms and the trash cans and all of this sort of stuff that other events have had, without charging the Boys and Girls Club for these things. Okay.
So then clarification with the attorney. Thank you for bringing up the cost. So right now we were told 1,700. So then this will be amended to just waive and it'll be a free event.
What do you mean by free event, sir?
Because the threshold is $1,000.
Yes.
I think that's the question on the table right now. Herman brought up the fact that after meeting with the cost of the building, the garbage cans, the wash cycles, everything the employees, it was $1,735.
And those $1,700 are what Mr. Mian came up with charging
And they
for the
made it in
employees and
their
all that?
meeting. Exactly.
Okay, so the Boys and Girls Club will pick up the difference, if you will, after you sit down and they say, we don't need so many employees, we need 2 employees, city employees, we'll get volunteers. I mean, there's still that conversation that will take place.
Exactly. And as your city manager, I want to have clarification.
No. Go ahead.
Go ahead.
Okay, well, I just wanted clarification then, and that's why I brought the attorney in. And Herman, I want to be fair with you too, because we had that discussion. As he stated in the beginning, $1,735. Threshold is $1,000. You guys already have that. You had discussion of what you're saying and everything to what we should pay and what we shouldn't pay in the building. I said as the building, I oversee the buildings. I didn't have a problem with them using the building. That was part of the rental. When they rent a space, it was in there. Nevertheless, and I want to make sure we clarify things though here. City-sponsored events are city-sponsored events. We take the helm and the role of that.
Exactly.
We incur the costs. We're all good with that. Be it our parade, be it our Christmas parade or 4th of July, be it the veterans events, whatever I said as your city manager, be it the events that we don't charge for, like the impromptu Christmas event with Santa Claus. We took that all good because it keeps the kids off the streets, as Mr. Doyle said. I was trying to make a clarification. The nonprofit, for profit or nonprofit is all the same. But again, when you have entities that want to rent our equipment, like right now, there's a cost associated to that. We all know that. We're not giving away public funds to profit companies. That holds true when you asked me the last time. That holds true across the board in other entities, be it who's doing the remodeling, or if it's Boys and Girls Club, or if it's anyone else. If Boys and Girls Club wanted to do this event with Nogales Unified or Santa Cruz Valley Unified, keeping the kids off the streets and everything to that effect, they would have charges. Nevertheless, that's up to you guys to decide. But I want to make sure I clarify, because I don't know if I answered your question correctly, Saulo, but I want to make sure I got that on that.
So the question is, the threshold is $1,000. So you pay, so the Boys and Girls Club will pay the difference?
Correct.
Okay, so
Which we
whatever
initially
is the
started-
difference, you pay. I
Right.
don't think your board will have an issue with that. Okay.
And we had that question over the phone, and that's why I brought him here, because I wanted to make sure that there were no innuendos or, oh, this is what he said. No, this is what we said, and we had that discussion already. That's why I wanted Herman here, so we had that discussion in public. So thank you.
And Mayor, if I may,
ahead.
and the reason that I understand that it was tabled the last time is because I never understood why it was tabled the last time, because the threshold is $1,000, and whatever Boys and Girls decides to pay, whatever the difference is after, it's 1,700, but you might reduce the number of employees or whatever have you once you sit down with your board or whoever you sit down with. But the threshold is $1,000. And I know there's city-sponsored events, Mr. Kramer. I realize that they are. But there are other events. We haven't even defined what city-sponsored events are. We assume they are, the Christmas parade and so forth. We're assuming that. But there's others that we pick up the in-kind totally, even use of bathrooms and even a facility, that we use, we pick up that in-kind. So you know where I'm going. And so
No, I wasn't inferring that you were saying that.
It's
Yeah.
very inconsistent.
Right.
It's really inconsistent because we've had events here. So we need to go back and define, like Mr. Estes has been telling us, define what are city-sponsored events and what it will cover, and then what are not city-sponsored events. And so that is not your problem. Your problem right now is first for us to either approve or not approve, and then the threshold is $1,000. Thank you.
To piggyback on that, our guys and ladies from Parks and Recs, for instance, on Mondays, early mornings, if there's an event over here we didn't even know about, there's at least 5 to 6 trash bags that they're cleaning up because there was a party or an event at the park that we're taking care of and cleaning up and cleaning the restrooms and everything else, extra duties. And I know that's part of the situation. But again, other entities, be it Sararita, be it Sierra Vista, be it all the cities across the board, there's also rental fees for even using parks. So we don't take the liability. There's also the liability factor that we have to look at. Certainly the attorneys bring that up, but there is the liability. So I'm just putting that out there because you've got all that paperwork. I've given to all that. So certainly with Councilwoman Montiel's statement of the in-kind, the facility use, you've got all that paperwork. We had the discussion, but again, I wanted to make sure we have everything out in the open. Again, thank you, Herman, for showing up because I think it's important that we have that dialogue. Thank you, Council.
But you are approving the use of the facility.
I said the facility can be there for them to use. I didn't say that they have to. I'm not waiving the fees or anything.
No, the use of the facility.
Facility is there to be used.
Okay.
Be it,
So
be it
that
the fees
it's
associated
not
with
within
it.
the $1,000.
Yes.
Thank you.
Already sat down. Again, that's why he came up with that initial. They could cut costs and we can work that out. Maybe we have the restrooms ready and we don't need the porta potties and they can use the restrooms right off the pool. We can talk about that and we clean that restrooms up, help cut costs. We're certainly going to try to do that. So whatever we're going to do to try to work with that, we can do that.
So your motion is not having the cost without the cost of the porta potties and the trash cans.
No, again, it is,
It is a threshold. There's a threshold, Mayor, of $1,000. Okay. The use of the facility has been approved by Mr. Kramer. Okay. That's not part of the $1,000. They need to collaborate, sit down and talk and see how much things are going to cost. It cannot go over $1,000 because the city's not going to pick it up. It's a threshold of $1,000. And they can figure it out because I'm sure that you can be within those $1,000. Maybe the $700 in addition that they came up with, you can absorb that or you could cut down on employees. That's where the money goes, is the employees, because you have to pay them per hourly, as you well know. So maybe you can get more volunteers. I'm sure you have them a lot there. Okay.
Mr. Doyle?
Yeah, I guess the problem here is the threshold. And so it's already established. What we're going to have to do in the future, revisit, because of the way things have gone up, and increase that threshold, because it really is not a lot of support when you put $1,000 threshold for events. We spend a lot more money throughout the year and other things that are really not worthwhile. And to not help the community, the kids of our community, I see it as a sin, actually. So we need to revisit that. But that's in a future meeting. Thank you.
Okay. Well, my goal was to remove the bathroom and the trash can cost to this, out of this $1,000 cost. That was my goal, so, I'm not sure if you guys agree on that, to remove the cost of the facility, the restrooms, the trash cans, and, basically have the $1,000 for the manpower and whatever taking and coming back with the equipment. Go ahead.
Mayor, it's almost kind of a waste of time because I don't even think they're going to pass. It's even more than $1,000. If you think about it, it's not going to be more. Like Mr. Kramer says, there's already bathrooms there, and are you okay with $1,000, or do you think you need more?
Like I said, it's how it was. You guys itemized it, and we are looking for the facility. I mean, that's our.
I mean, that's the biggest cost there that you don't have to pay.
Yeah, the cost for that, it was itemized for $300 for Palo Duro, and again, porta potties, everything's by day, right? But definitely, like I said, we could, if it's $1,000 threshold. When I talked to my board, they said get it approved. If we need to pay more for the city, because regardless, let's say we don't get the trash bins or the trash, if it doesn't get approved, we still have to go to the city to get that rented, right? It still comes back to the city. Bathrooms itself, I don't know if the city offers that, but I know we've gone with Fruity Septics to get, their porta potty. But, for us, whatever, happens for us to get approved for Palo Duro, and whatever, if it's $1,000, that's the limit, and if there's extra, if it's $1 extra or 700, we'll pay it.
You incur that cost.
But again, understand with Mr. Kramer's that said, if there's bathrooms that they're already fixed or anything like that, we could definitely talk about it.
The only thing, I don't think those bathrooms will cover for 250, 300 people. You'll still need porta potty. You'll still need porta potties.
Yeah.
But it will cut down on the porta potties.
Okay. Well, that's it. I'll move to roll call vote. Mr. Bojorquez?
Wait, hold on.
For a minute.
So we're just voting, Councilwoman Montiel, for the $1,000 threshold. We're not waiving, I'm not see, because if we go about waiving costs for porta potties and trash bins, then I think that we're circumventing what the policy that we set a while back. We set $1,000 threshold. Mr. Celaya has already told us that whatever is that they need to pay, in this case, will be $700. He's fine with
That's
that.
what, if you listen, that's what she said. So the porta potty, threshold of 1,000, securing the facility, and if there's an extra, Boys and Girls Club are going to pay it.
So that's what we're,
That's what she
okay,
motioned.
fine.
Correct, Ms. Montiel? Okay. Well, that's it. Mr. Bojorquez, you understand? Vice Mayor? Vice Mayor?
Oh, he's gone. Oh, no, he's here. Vice Mayor, can you hear us?
Vice Mayor? Mr. Bonilla?
Aye.
Mr. Doyle? Ms. Montiel? Ms. Parra?
Aye.
I, myself. Legal, do I abstain, Mr. Bojorquez? We have a majority already. Okay,
Mr. Mayor, you have a majority. If
So-
he's not here.
okay. So motion passes. Next, we move to 4 orders. 1, consideration possible action of orders 2026-01-008, an order of the Council of the City of Nogales, Arizona, appointing members to the Appeals Commission. Yes, sir, Mr. Dahl.
We're supposed to bring in some names, I guess, and to fill in the empty spots. I had a couple of persons, and I don't know, maybe somebody else has the same ones or different, I don't know. But I'd like to throw in possible candidates if they're approved, Mrs. Sandra Corey and Manny Trujillo, that has a lot of experience in dealing with employees. He was upper supervisor and with the government there at the federal government at agriculture, which had to deal with a lot of employees. So I think he has some background, and he's very fair-minded. He's a veteran, very stable, and very fair person. And I don't have to speak about Mrs. Corey, also always on top of everything, and I think she would be a good asset to the Board of Appeals.
Go ahead, Ms. Montiel.
Mayor, if I may, how how many are we looking at? Can you just give us a little bit of a background on who is right now on the board, who's not, who's
There's,
there?
what I see is we have 4 on the board, which is Mr. Tom Rutherford III,
Oh, so sorry.
Francisco Javier Munoz, Gracie Mariscal, and Lucia Suarez. And we need 3 more, correct, Mr. Kramer?
You have Octavio Gradias there.
7 are required for the board itself.
And you have how many right now?
4, 3 vacancies.
Okay. So you have Tom, Francisco, Gracie, and Lucia.
Correct.
So you have 3. Okay. I'm sorry I have to reread it. Okay. But I just kind of got.
Mr. Kramer already nominated Mr. Gradias also.
So far, I've got 5 names.
Okay. Okay. Got it. Thank you.
What other names do you have, Mr.?
I have Sandra Corey, Guillermo Valencia, Octavio Gradias, and Daniel Arana.
Who's that last one?
Daniel Arana.
Oh, okay. Well, it seems like they're all good candidates. You said Manny Trujillo, right?
Yes, yes.
All right.
Manny Trujillo, Sandra Corey, Guillermo Valencia, Octavio Gradias, Daniel Arana.
So we're voting today?
Yes. Yes, we can vote because we definitely need to get them in. So Mr. Daniel Trevino, our HR director, can meet with the new ones and the other old ones to resurface some of the training that they need.
How will we handle it if, let's say, we nominate somebody and they do not
Accept it?
accept it?
I think then I would recommend that we can do 8. We can have a pool of them, and as long as we have 7, then we're good. We can have alternates, which is fine. If somebody turns it down, Mayor.
Okay. I'm sorry, Mayor.
Go ahead.
I spoke to Manny Trujillo, and he's willing to accept the position.
I believe Manny Trujillo then has got a yes. Octavio Gradias said yes. Did Daniel Arana say yes?
Yes.
Sandra said yes. I had 2 nominations for her. Did she say yes? And
Guillermo, I
Memo?
haven't talked to him.
All right, we'll just leave him on there, and if he says yes or no, then you'll still have that number.
Did Daniel say yes?
Yes.
Oh, he's a-
Okay. So those would all, as you recommended, I think they're all 5 good candidates that certainly will fit into this
So Memo will be the alternate.
alternative need be. It's good to have extra.
So with that said, the motion would be to nominate basically Manny Trujillo, Sandra Corey, Octavio Gradias, and Daniel Arana, and all 5 of them.
And Guillermo Valencia.
Guillermo Valencia, but I would say if we want to number them, do we go Sandra, Manny, Octavio, then Daniel, then Guillermo as an alternative?
That'll work.
May I ask a question? When does the term on the others that are already there on the board expire? Are they all on the same date, or are they?
There is a 4-year term. Some are coming up due this year, like Mr. Tom Rockford will be May 31st, 2026. So there's a couple that are coming up due.
Who else?
The other one would be Francisco Munoz.
Okay.
He's another. So there's 2 that are coming up due this year.
Okay. So it's good to have an alternate.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I would say that if you nominate all 5, because of the fact is that the fill-in, they can just come in and replace them.
Okay.
So even though you will have 9 there, you're going to already lose 2 by default in May.
And stay with 7.
Exactly. So you're still safe with 7.
Everybody agree with those?
Yes.
Mr. Hector? Just trying you, buddy. 1, Mr. Hector? I guess legal. Mr. Hector's not available, so Well, with that said, with the nomination of Sandra Corey, Manny Trujillo, Octavio Gradius, Daniel Arana, and Guillermo Valencia. All in favor?
Aye.
There was no second, sorry. And I made the motion. Okay. Oh, no. Yeah. Okay, all in favor? Aye. All opposed? Motion passes. Mr. Hector, I got you on yes, sir.
On the line all this time, but you can't hear me. I voted aye for the Boys and Girls Club, and I'm voting aye for the nomination of those 5 people.
Got it? Thank you. Thank you, Vice Mayor. Appreciate you calling. Thank you. With that said, move to adjourn this meeting. Meeting adjourned. All in favor? Aye. All opposed? Meeting adjourned. Thank you. Thank you, Vice Mayor.